Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, which is Unpicking with Mishak Mate. So today I just want to talk about things they don't tell you, more especially when you want to buy a property. Because I've realized, because now I'm operating in the property space, so I've realized that a lot of people, when they buy properties, more especially to rent them out, it seems like they don't get enough information in regard to that. Because now when I check, there are a lot of people who bought properties and now are struggling to sell their properties because they were lied to, or rather there were certain information that was held from them. Because say you bought like an apartment in 2021, maybe for like 600,000. When you check now, the property value is not growing, especially in Johannesburg. Where it's really growing, it's in Cape Town. But in Johannesburg, properties are struggling to grow unless in certain parts, your four ways, and some parts in Sandton, but most properties are not growing. Or even if they are growing in terms of property value, the market is dictating them to. So even though in your COJ statement, you can see the property value is growing, but the market is dictating the property to be below the property value. So currently, if you are buying a property to rent, it's really difficult. Because when I check, a lot of people are not paying their levies. Because let's say you bought a property worth 700,000, a 2-bedroom that you want to rent it out, and then in that property you are perhaps going to pay something like 9,000 or 10,000 for your bond, and then again you still have to pay the levies. Because even if you rent it out, the levies need to be paid by you, not by the tenant. The tenant only pays for the likes of water, because they are using water, the likes of refuse, the likes of what we call sewer. So the levies are still going to be paid by you. And when you check, let's say you bought that property for 700,000 and the rent is going to be 7.5. So on your bond, you're paying 10,000 and then the rent is 7.5. Already there's a difference of 2.5 that you still need to add from your own money to pay the bond. Then again, you have levies that keeps on rising, especially around Johannesburg. Most of the levies goes around 1.7. Yeah, like most levies around Sandton, Midrand, they go for like 1.7, 1.6. So now, remember, you still need to pay that 2.5 to add to your bond, and then again you need to pay like 1.7 for the levies. Then it's around 4.2. So you see, even though you rented it out, you still need to add 4 point something on top of that bond, that rent that you are going to get from the tenant. So you see, you are not making profit. Yes, it's an investment in a long run, but it's not a business that you can say, I'm going to make the profit now. It means you're going to make profit after 20 years, after now you've managed to pay off the bond. So it means now that if you are not working, it means you cannot afford that that bond, because now you will be short by 2.5, and then again like the home association will be on your neck demanding the money for levies. So you see, now you will end up selling the property, especially if you are not working, to say, you know what, let me just cancel this bond because it's already messing up my credit score. It's stressing me now, this and that and that. Or even if maybe there's a little maintenance that you need to do on the property, it becomes a bit difficult for you to can do that, because you don't have money, you are not making profit from your rental and all that. So a lot of people are not being like told all this before they buy properties for rent, unless you are planning to make profit after, after 20 years. But if you have money lying around and then you buy it for cash, that's how you can build wealth. But if you are going to finance it through a bond and then you want to make profit, forget it. Forget, because it means you are going to make profit after 20 years. Then you will just be struggling to pay that bond, to add on the money that you are collecting for rent. So you won't be making any profit. So that's why now a lot of homeowners, or rather apartment owners, are not paying their levies. You find that an owner is owing something like 40,000, 80,000. And once you skip maybe like 2 months without paying the levies, the interest that they are going to add, yeah. You find that if you are paying 1.7 and then you didn't pay for that month, they add interest like 2,000 interest, like in value, or 1.7 or 1.9. So imagine, by the time you reach a year without paying the levies, already are owing something like 60,000. How are you going to now cover that credit? So now it means like the home association is going to force you to sell your apartment in order for them to cover the money that you owe, because they will go to court and fight you. That time you are not working, you don't even have money to pay attorneys and all that. So these are some of the things that we are not told when we want to invest in property. So before you buy a property, sometimes do consult with experts, so that they can guide you in terms of what the market is dictating at a time. Because even now, like a lot of properties that are on the market, people are not interested to buy them. Because why? Because owners want to recoup a lot of money from the property, but the market is dictating otherwise. The market is saying you cannot sell beyond this much, and then at the same time you bought your apartment in 2021 for maybe 650, but now in 2025 you still need to sell your apartment for like 680. Imagine. And then on the property value, that time it's on 750, but you cannot sell it. You can just list it. Maybe you won't even get an inquiry for like a month to see that people now are not buying properties. And then again, it is because now owners want more money in return for the investment that they made in buying that property. But the potential buyers are looking at various factors before they can buy a property, because now the economy is very bad. The interest rates are very high. Because if you buy a property now, it means now you are going to pay more because of interest rates. That's why you check that during COVID, a lot of people bought houses, bought apartments, because it was cheap. Even the interest rates were very low, because no one was buying properties then. So if you had money lying around then, that was the good moment and good time to buy a property. But now, I don't wanna lie to you. So please, before you consider buying a property, consider consulting with a property expert, so that they guide you before you make mistake and then you find yourself crying. So yeah, please, danko, remember to like, share, subscribe.